I said it.
How are you? Good. It is 7 o'clock, and I would like to call this meeting to order. I'm going to have you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, but also for those of you who may or may not know, Superintendent Boland is not here this evening. His mother passed away this past weekend, and we want to continue to remember him and his family in our thoughts and prayers. So remain standing after the Pledge of Allegiance for a moment of silence, please.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. My name is Jackie Deckard. I'm the president of the school board. We thank you on behalf of the board for coming tonight. We've got a full room. We've got a lot of recognitions to make tonight. On my left is Matt Hankins, vice president. To his left is Heather Staggs, secretary. On her left is Dan Conway, board member. And to his left is Luke Jackson, board member. To my right is Mrs. Susie Lips, the assistant to the superintendent. So again, thank you, whether you're here in person or virtually. We have a lot of recognitions to get to this evening, Mrs. Lips.
We do. This is a great evening. This is a happy time of the year. And we're going to start this evening with Assistant Principal Mr. Ryan Wagner from Martinsville High School. He is here tonight on behalf of Principal Jeff Bell. He's here also to make two very nice introductions for our Martinsville High School 2023 valedictorian and salutatorian. At this time, please welcome Mr. Ryan Wagner.
They don't make podiums for people with the read. I'll do my best. Thank you, Mrs. Lips. Distinguished members of the board, I have the honor tonight to introduce to you two outstanding young adults who exemplify what it means to be an artisan through their relentless pursuit of success and their extraordinary character. Molly Urban is a valedictorian of the class of 2023 of Martinsville High School. During her time in high school, Molly has accumulated a GPA of 4.482. She has completed 6 AP courses, and she has accumulated over 20 dual credits for college. Molly has also been a very active member in multiple groups at MHS. She's a proud member of the National Honor Society, the Student Athlete Leadership Team, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and the Helping Your Personal Environment group, also known as HYPE. Molly is also no stranger to success on the volleyball court. During her 4 years as a varsity player, Molly has earned numerous accolades and awards at the conference level, state level, and even the national level, after very recently being named to the second-team All-American roster by Prep Volleyball. Molly plans to attend the University of Louisville, where she will major in biomedical engineering and play volleyball for the Cardinals. Please help me in welcoming our valedictorian, Molly Urban.
Would you like to speak and have some practice for graduation?
Well, we have a question for Molly, and that question is, did the Metropolitan School District of Martinsville prepare you for college and your challenges ahead to chase your dreams?
The school district definitely did, because you guys offer so many opportunities for everybody, including myself, just in different clubs and sports. There's just so many things to be a part of.
Thank you, Molly.
Thank you, Molly. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Next, we have Ryan Pilot, the salutatorian of the class of 2023 for Martinsville High School. During his time at MHS, Ryan has accumulated a GPA of 4.448. He has completed 8 AP courses, and he's accumulated 12 dual credits for college. Ryan has also been kept busy during his time outside of MHS, outside his coursework. Ryan has been an active member of the National Honor Society, Student Athlete Leadership Team, Student Ambassadors, HYPE, Robotics, and he is the senior class president. In addition to being a member of the boys volleyball team and a 3-year player on the tennis team, Ryan is probably best known for his acumen in front of a chessboard, where he has helped lead our high school chess team to 3rd and 4th place finishes in the past 2 state competitions, while along the way also finishing 7th place in the individual competition recently. Ryan plans to attend the University of Notre Dame, where he will study political science and finance. Please help me in welcoming our salutatorian, Ryan Pilot.
I'm
assuming I'm-
you're going to let you speak and say whatever you want, and we're going to have the same question for you.
All right, thank you for all. I'm sure you're all here for me, so thank you. That's all I have.
I have a question. Did you choose Notre Dame because of the fight song, or was it?
No, I chose Notre Dame because my family has always been very my grandpa, okay, he's my mom's dad, loves Notre Dame, right? And he's Catholic, I'm Catholic, right? And it's been a dream for him to have one of his relatives go there. And I got lucky enough to get in. Actually, the last time I was at a school board meeting, that's when I got the email that I got accepted. So,
That's
yeah.
exciting.
Yes.
Can you tell us how Martinsville schools help prepare you to chase your dreams in Notre Dame?
Well, really to reiterate what Molly said, anytime there was an opportunity to do something, I wanted to take it because I felt like it was important to diversify myself in any way I can to prepare me for whatever I want to do in life, right? So, for example, being senior class president as well, it's not easy, but I'll put myself out there and do whatever I can. And Martinsville helped me do that for sure. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Wagner.
Let me stay up here, go back.
Yeah, well,
I'm up again.
you're helping?
Next one.
Okay, all right, stay up here. Next, also, we'd like to introduce our academic Super Bowl team coach, and that is Mr. Caleb Hughes from Martinsville High School. If you want to come forward, Mr. Hughes.
Hello, is this thing on?
It is.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Martinsville and the school board. My name is Caleb Bright Hughes. I've had the pleasure of being the academic coordinator for the high school academic teams this year. So tonight there are two different teams that I would like to recognize, the first being the Academic Super Bowl team. So Academic Super Bowl, for those who don't know, is a state-run academic competition. There are 5 different subjects. Students pick up to 2 of them that they would like to compete in, and we practice for the season and go forward from there. And this year we've had a phenomenal season. We've had a lot of growth. We've added 2 new coaches. We got help from Dr. Donna Peterson at the high school with social studies, and Miss Corinne Littell, who's in the audience with us today, for English. So there are 2 invitationals, and then we have an area competition to try and qualify for state. The second invitational, 4 of our teams won 2nd place, and the team overall took 2nd place at that invitational. At the area competition, our English team did a phenomenal job, and they qualified for the state competition that we went to very recently. So, Ms. Littell, if you would like to come up and dote on the English team a little bit. She spent more time with them than I have this season.
Okay, I'll be honest, public speaking is terrifying. You asked me to speak like 2 minutes ago, so I've been blacked out for 2 minutes. But
And you're being videotaped.
Oh, that's helped so much. No, but I just became coach of these girls this year. They've spent 3 years together on an English team, and kind of like me joining them, I felt kind of like an outsider. Like, I didn't want to step on their toes because they knew a lot more than I did, but they are some very welcoming girls. I feel like I'm a part of their team now, even as their coach. They worked really hard. Tuesdays at like 4 o'clock, they start to get a little sluggish, and they're like, do we have to go till 4:30? I'm like, it's probably good if we go till 4:30. But we always had some kind of snack to help us. But there's some very smart girls, and I don't even know how much I did to get them to where they got, but they're amazing. I love them. So, thank you, guys.
Let's bring them on up. Yeah, come on
bring
up.
them on
guys.
up.
Be recognized.
Bring those girls up.
We are missing a 3rd one, Erin Bailey. She couldn't make it tonight, but these are our 2 junior leaders, Crimson Hickman and Campbell Cox over here.
All
Awesome
right.
job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Let's get a round of applause for Ms. Littell as well for her work this season. So, yeah, the English team placed 4th by 1 question. Not that I lose sleep over that, but we're ready to get right back at it next year and keep going with Super Bowl. The next team to be recognized is the Academic Decathlon team. So earlier this season, we got approved. We qualified for nationals, and the board approved our trip to nationals, which we were really grateful for. So Academic Decathlon is a national academic competition. Schools from all 50 states are eligible to compete, and then the state champions gather at a predetermined location for the national competition. So this year we took 8 of our fantastic students from Martinsville High School on a journey of 800 miles confined in a small school bus, but that turned out to be such a blessing. It was a fantastic trip. We got compliments along the way about how professional and how courteous our students were. So regardless of how we did at the competition, I was proud of them for that. But when we got there, we actually took home some awards too. So the team as a whole, we placed 5th out of 9 schools in our division, and we had 2 students who won medals. So the first student who won a medal that I'd like to recognize is Kevin Wong. Kevin, please stand. So Kevin is a senior. He joined the team just this year, and he was a fantastic addition. He won 3rd place for the essay that he wrote for the competition. And Kevin, you committed to IU Bloomington, right? Yes. Okay. We were on the fence about IU and Purdue, but I think he finally made his decision.
You made
second,
the right choice, by the way.
that's what I think, but I didn't want to influence his decision. The second student to be recognized is Haley Huser. Haley, please stand. So Haley won 3 different awards. The medal she won was the gold medal in speech. So this is the...
Bring it up. We want to see that.
Kevin, come on
Kevin,
up, too.
come on up.
Yeah.
Haley,
Sure,
come on
come
up.
Guys, you're not getting off that easy. You got to come up
Yeah,
here.
they'll
come
be up
on.
here. So Haley had the best speech in our entire division in the most competitive bracket for academic decathlon. So we were incredibly proud of her for that. She also won an award for the most total points for one of our team players, which came with a $250 cash prize from the Academic Decathlon organization. And maybe the most important award, there's one award that the team votes on, and that is the most valuable team member. So the team picks another decathlete who they believe best represented the spirit of an academic decathlon participant. And Haley's teammates chose her for that award, which also comes with a $250 cash prize. But all of the students worked very, very hard. There's a few other of the decathlon students in the crowd, if they would like to go ahead and come up as well.
Yes, absolutely. Come on up.
I know, high school is a time for a lot of growth for a lot of students, but even over those 5 or 6 days that we traveled together, the students that left here and the students that came back are totally different. They all got to know each other a lot better. They got to, spend time with each other, and they did just an absolutely phenomenal job representing Martinsville, Indiana on a national stage. So let's give them all a round of applause.
And Coach Hughes and Mr. Wagner, we like Molly and Ryan and all the academic team students. Before you leave, there's a white backdrop back there with red M's on it. We're going to have a picture taken. Mrs. Lambert will take your picture for this evening if you don't mind. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
being here.
much.
Congratulations.
One more thing, I'd like to thank the board for their support and permission to attend, and I'd also like to thank the Martinsville community for their support. I can't number the number of people who came up to me and said, they love the decathlon team, they were so happy that we were competing, and I was just really overwhelmed by all of the support, so thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for the hours of hard work, all those students. At this time, we're moving into some staff tributes, and we're going to, before we show the video, we have a special tribute for one of our staff members from Brooklyn STEM Academy that passed earlier this year. The MSD of Martinsville, especially the Brooklyn STEM Academy school community, would like to take this time to remember and celebrate an extraordinary teacher and friend, Ms. Jo Roberts. She was beloved and held in high esteem. Ms. Roberts began teaching at Brooklyn in 2000. Before teaching, she was an archaeologist and would study ancient civilizations to find artifacts for other scientists to study. Arrowheads were her favorite to find. Those who knew her love for her cats, Trixie and Luna. Ms. Roberts had the highest level of calmness and confidence in teaching. Her quick wit and banter were endless with her co-workers and friends. Ms. Roberts touched the lives of countless people, and she is greatly missed. We have many Brooklyn STEM Academy teachers and representatives here this evening, and they have graciously put together for us a video tribute that we'd like to play at this time. It's about 2 minutes long.
Mrs. Roberts loved cats and told lots of stories about them. Mrs. Roberts loved us all. She was the best teacher of all. Miss Roberts was fun but serious. I remember a fun time when she dressed up as Willy Wonka. She helped me on tests. She was the best ever. She loved cats. I liked Mrs. Roberts' cat stories. One of them are when she was about to leave and Luna threw up behind the fridge. And she had to take off her coat and her gloves and also her hat. When she told it, we all laughed and had a good day. One thing I liked about Miss Roberts is her cat jokes, and she had a story, which one of the stories was one of her cats got all over the reports. I found a mark on my report. Her cats were crazy, and I like that she liked cats. Oh, say can you see her smiling up there, so filled with joy and excitement for us to be on in. Every night we go to bed, we miss her very much. Every morning too, but remember she's always in our hearts, and you will never forget her.
Brooklyn staff members, if you wouldn't mind, please stand at this time to be recognized for your contribution to tonight's meeting. Thank you very much, and thank you for sharing this. We appreciate it. Next, we have staff recognition for outstanding administrator, teacher, support staff, and counselor. Nope, I think I skipped one. Number 6, staff recognition for Julie Sullivan. If Julie would please come forward. We want to congratulate Julie for being selected as one of the finalists for the Science of Reading Star Award, sponsored by the Indiana Reading League. Teachers recognized are advocates for the science of reading in their classrooms, and they have successfully brought research-based instruction, phonics instruction, and foundational literacy skills into their approaches as they inspire their peers and students. Julie is one of our coordinators for the Title I program in our district, K through 6, and she also is a teacher, a Title I teacher at South Elementary School of Communication. At this time, please applaud Julie for her recognition. And next, this spring, employees of the Martinsville School District selected fellow staff members who they believe are Martinsville's outstanding teachers, outstanding administrators, and outstanding support staff members for this school year. This award is a great honor that those chosen are most deserving. The winners are dedicated professional individuals who are always willing to do what is best for a student and what is best for the school community. Through their tireless efforts and many contributions, they have made a positive impact on students, staff, and the entire Martinsville school community. At this time, we want to recognize those chosen. Please come forward, outstanding administrators. Melody Meyer, 26 years now, principal at South Elementary. Come on up, Melody. Also, Melody, stand on up here. You're not going away. Ryan Setterloff, Bell Intermediate Academy principal. And not with us this evening is Jeff Bell, principal at Martinsville High School, selected by his peers too. Outstanding teachers, Michaela Savage, Bell Intermediate Academy. Sierra Pruitt, Paragon Elementary. And Eric Meyer, it's been 24 years at Martinsville High School. He is not with us this evening because of an event he's working. So Eric Meyer is another outstanding teacher. Honorary Teachers of the Year. These are two teachers who started the year with us, but unfortunately are not here today. And we saw the memorial, the tribute to Jo Roberts. She is one of the teachers that we're recognizing as an honorary outstanding teacher for Martinsville. Also, the second, and his family is here this evening, and he is represented, so we'd like a family member, if you would, to come forward and represent Andrew Lindsay, a John R. Wooden Middle School social studies teacher who earlier this year passed. Both of our honorary teachers touched so many students, and they've sent cards and notices and tributes that we felt that we wanted to, especially to recognize them again this evening and know that they will always be one of our Martinsville teachers, a special part of our journey of our experience here in Martinsville. Outstanding Counselor, Social Worker of the Year, Doug Reynolds. He's been at John R. Wooden Middle School. He's here this evening, 19 years. He is retiring this year. Mr. Reynolds. Outstanding support staff members, Carrie Fleener, South Elementary. Alicia Schwab, Martinsville High School. And Ashley Trapp, Bell Intermediate Academy. Again, we want to say congratulations and thank you to all the staff members that are standing forward. It's a great honor to be selected by your peers because you know that they see you in the trenches every single day. They know the sacrifices that you're making. They know the time that you commit, and they know that you love students and you love what you're doing for Martinsville. So thank you very much for being here this evening and for all that you do every single day. Congratulations. All of our outstanding teachers, administrators, support staff members, along with Julie Sullivan and the Brooklyn staff, we would like for all of you and the students that were here this evening to be recognized, to get pictures in the back. And Mrs. Deckard, is this that time?
This is that time. So we always give you an out. So if you don't want to stay for the rest of the exciting meeting, you can leave, and we're going to give you a few minutes to do so. If you came to honor someone tonight, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming and attending, and you're welcome back any month. Thank you.
Jennifer Tier.
Okay, while they're getting pictures and heading out, we're going to go ahead and we've reached the portion of our agenda for speaking about an agenda item. Courtney, do we have anyone signed up? Tim, we'll give you a few minutes, Tim. Because you,
Yeah, it's going to be noisy for a little bit.
And Tim, in accordance with our policy B250, I will just need you to state your name and what agenda item that you're going to speak on this evening.
My name is Tim Jeter, and I'm speaking about agenda item G3, the proposed pre-K program.
Okay.
I just some facts real quick. I have some notes here that I'd like to just read off of. So Indiana is 43rd in the country for overall level of education. That means that we're in the bottom 7 for college graduates alone. We have 2% of our state has access to a state-funded or otherwise, not otherwise, a state-funded pre-K program. Only 57% of children have no access to any pre-K program, and so those are just some things I'd like to kind of keep in the center of our minds as I talk a little bit here, and to also say that this causes the lack of childcare in general causes $1.1 billion of economic damage to the state, which I know that is largely something that the board will care about, and so just all of those things to say that I don't know what the vote will be, but I think it would be beneficial to the community that move forward. There are very few pre-K programs already in our community. Additionally, since we have kind of already, and I know I've spoken about childcare before before the school board, but the notion that there is somehow enough or that it is cheap enough is not a fact. I mean, just I work for Indiana University. I don't make a little amount of money, but I don't make a ton of money either. But just to put it in perspective, to have 2 children alone in daycare, whether it's daycare or pre-K, would be 25% of our monthly intake. That's a lot of money. And the lack of access makes that even worse because then somebody can't work. While I am lucky enough or blessed enough to have access and the wherewithal to have access, that is not perhaps the case for everyone in the community. So I think that it would be something that should be thoroughly examined and something that would be of great interest to the community and would ultimately serve a purpose that goes both ways. Additionally to that, hopefully you'll vote yes on that, but I hope that you might also explore access to state funds to help those who are unable to make that sort of payment, because access is important. Like I said, 57% of students in the state don't have access, but only 2% of them have access to state funds, which, again, I know that you're not necessarily a purse that can be reached into, but that's something that I think should also be considered just from the standpoint of the sheer cost on people's livelihoods. Thank you for your time. Give the rest back.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Right, next item on the agenda is the consent agenda, and if you've already looked at the agenda, you can see that it contains the payroll claims, the check claims, personnel report, and budgetary claims. I would ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda,
I move to approve the consent agenda.
and do I have a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Next, we have student field trips and professional travel. We have one request for May. It's a professional travel request for Martinsville High School teacher Robert Cragen to attend Amatrol Summer Training June 5th through the 9th in Holiday, Florida. We recommend approval.
Ask for a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the travel of Robert Cragen.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Our curriculum report is next. Martinsville Schools open enrollment for 2023-2024 began January 9th. Open enrollment is the time period that parents in our district and from other districts can enroll their children of any grade level in Martinsville schools for next school year. Families can enroll by clicking on the enrollment icon on the district website. The MSD of Martinsville will continue to celebrate our student successes as part of our 2023 marketing campaign. Well Wednesdays. At the March 2023 school board meeting, the board voted unanimously to allow the district to begin the state's application process for including professional development within the school schedule for the 2023-2024 school year. As an update, the general application has been submitted by the district requesting that Martinsville schools include professional learning community work for teachers. Once the state approves or denies that request, the specifics of our district's proposal will be solidified. Also, if the state approves the initial request, the district will seek parent and staff input by issuing an additional survey to all parents and to all staff. Communication, maintaining a sense of community by providing important information and celebrating students and programming has been a goal again this year. We are using Artie stories, newsletters, social media, weekly scoop messages via Skyward email, weekly recap, and other feature video clips, and our website to share school news. Graduation for the class of 2023. The pinnacle event for the Martinsville school year is graduation, which is scheduled for Friday, May 26th at 7 p.m. at Martinsville High School. District staff members have been invited to participate in the graduation ceremony by cheering on the graduates by forming a line from the auditorium where the graduates line up to the gymnasium where the graduation ceremony will take place. Summer classes for Martinsville students. During June, Martinsville will offer credit recovery courses for grades 9 through 12 students and will offer band and orchestra classes. Summer school applications are available at all the schools. If transportation is needed, service can be provided. Staff shout-outs tonight. Special end of the year thank you to all staff members in the MSD of Martinsville. That's teachers, instructional aides, office workers, food service, maintenance staff, transportation staff, administrators, anyone who serves in our school community every single day. We are looking forward to having you back next year. Thank you for all you do. Student shout-outs, the John R. Wooden Middle School 7th and 8th graders who earned all A's this school year were recognized at a breakfast this week. We want to again congratulate not only them, but their parents for all the hard work this school year. Also, a parent shout-out to junior and senior students' parents who worked so hard to provide an outstanding post-prom for the students at Martinsville High School. Martinsville High School building trades class needs a shout-out. Those students helped the new Habitat for Humanity build right here on Columbus Street behind a central office. Special shout-out to the graduating class of 2023. Parents, I know this is a sad and happy time all together, and we want to thank you for your commitment, not only to your child and his or her successes, but also for what you do for our school community. You are appreciated, and we value the time we've had with your children. Thank you, everyone, for attending this evening. If you have any questions about curriculum, instruction, human resources, please see me after the meeting, or you're always welcome to email or call.
Very good, thank you.
And next on our agenda, action items. We're going to...
I'm sorry, we have old business.
Oh,
before we go
old
to
business.
the action items. Yes.
Old business. Last month's community concerns, we were at Martinsville High School in the auditorium. There was a big crowd last month. Love to see that. And wish we could do that every month, you know, have that many people here. But last month's community concerns will be addressed in the proposed resolution in action item number 6 on our agenda coming up tonight. So, looking at action item number 1, Food Service 2023-2024 Staff Handbook is the first item, and I recommend, the district recommends approval.
ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we move to approve.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Second item, substitute 2023-2024 handbook. The district recommends approval.
Have a motion.
Can we discuss that?
Absolutely.
All right. One thing I have on this one, since we pulled 1 through 5, we can either pull 7 or discuss 7, I guess, a little bit on the policies of 1 through 5 that we pulled. When we look at the substitute teachers, we just want to make sure we're giving them clear direction and looking at the policies and working with Neola as we move forward. I think as we get the policies dialed in, either table this one or have that conversation, I guess, is what I would look at. Or
As the policies are adopted throughout the year, because they won't all be adopted, we have hundreds of policies. Our district voted to go to Neola again, which Neola is a company that brings policies in that are federal, state, and then we make local changes, adjustments. We're going through those, and the board will see all those policies because the board is in charge of and owns the policies. And Mr. Conway is correct that all policies will trump anything that is in a handbook. So if the handbook is approved and a policy would negate or change or make adjustments, that will happen at that time. And policies will be voted on throughout the year.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we accept the substitute handbook for the school year 2023-2024.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
aye.
Motion carries.
Next, we have the proposed pre-K program that was referred to earlier this evening in comments, and the district recommends approval.
I'd like to
Could,
ask for a
could I
motion.
make just a comment on it?
Yes, sir.
No, I think I think this is a great opportunity for our district and for our kids. So I really appreciate my fellow board members, administration, principals going along with that. To Mr. Jeter's comment, even several of our pre-Ks are Title I, so there's covered, and then we also have the open, which does have a fee with it. I don't know any particulars really on it. If we wanted to explore the On My Way or On My Way pre-K program to see if we could qualify with that to maybe give the families options for vouchers to help with that cost, I don't know if it would be beneficial or not to look at it, but it may be something in the future. But I know several families are excited about this, really looking forward to it. A lot of the kids are looking forward to it also. So I appreciate everybody jumping on board with that and supporting that for the community, from board to admin to principals as well. So thank you.
The description of this proposal, in case you didn't have an opportunity to read it online, Green Township and Centerton Elementary, both schools are seeking board approval to implement a pre-kindergarten program for the 2023-2024 school year. This program will be similar to what is currently being implemented at Brooklyn STEM Academy and will be paid for by families of participating students. Current excess kindergarten tables, chairs, and other supplies will be repurposed for this program. However, additional supplies and furniture will require district assistance not to exceed $2,000. The program will be capped at 12 students in order to adhere to the state law of 1 teacher per 12 student ratio. Students are supposed to be age 4 and up, and currently we have 15 parents that are on a waiting list at Green Township. So the need is there. A detailed description of the program is also online if you're further interested.
Thank you, Mrs. Lips. Any other comments before we?
What were the elementary schools?
Centerton and Green Township.
Okay, I didn't hear center.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I thought I was loud, but I guess I can be louder.
I'd like to ask for a motion for the pre-K program.
I move to approve the pre-K program as proposed.
And do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the pre-K program signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
The next item was read for the first time last month. This is a second reading and a recommendation for a vote. Policy 8500.01, prepaid meal account procedure. The district recommends approval.
I'll make a motion that we accept the policy 8500-0.01, the prepaid meal account procedure.
And do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
The next item, investment policy, is also a second reading up for vote tonight. The first reading was last month. The district recommends approval.
I'd like to ask for a motion for the investment policy.
I'll make a motion to approve the investment policy.
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All those opposed? Same sign. And the motion carries.
Next is board resolution. And if you didn't have an opportunity to read about that online, I'll give you a synopsis. Whereas the Martinsville School District staff first requested a copy of the full recording from Accuracy in Media, who ultimately refused to oblige, then counsel for the MSD of Martinsville also requested copies, but this too was unsuccessful. Fox News's counsel responded, but Accuracy in Media did not. Whereas the Board of Education finds it imperative to view recordings so that it may discern whether the Jesse Waters primetime report is indeed accurate. Now, therefore, the Board of Education of the Metropolitan School District of Martinsville declares as follows: seeking permission to give the law firm of Bose, McKinney & Evans authorization to represent the MSD of Martinsville and its Board of Education to take the necessary steps to obtain copies of these recordings and pursue related claims by the Metropolitan School District of Martinsville, including the filing of a lawsuit or claims. The district recommends approval of this resolution.
I could ask for a motion for the board resolution.
I'll make a motion. We approve the board resolution.
I'll second it.
All right. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those in favor, same sign. Motion carries.
Next item is the Education Foundation grants. The Metropolitan School District of Martinsville Education Foundation is a separate entity from the school district. This funding is filtered or processed through Community Foundation, and the Board of Education Foundation has recommended, their committee met, and they have recommended grants and the board to approve these grants. So I'm going to read for you the grants that were submitted, and the Education Foundation is recommending some sort of funding. Elliott Rosewater Reading Program, they recommend $500 to Martinsville High School. Zubilation, the Education Foundation recommends $450 of their funds to go to Smith Elementary. Safety Matters Body Safety Program is recommended for $1,000 of the Education Foundation grant funds to go to all schools. Stories of Survival Teaching Earth Science through Literature, $380.42 is recommended to go to Smith Elementary. Hammond's Has Heart, Motivation, Community Service, $500. The Education Foundation wants to use its funds to go to Hammond's Alternative School. Electricity Trainers, Electrical Matters for Vocational, $2,000 is recommended of Education Foundation funding to go to Martinsville High School. Let's Do a Musical, produce a musical at John R. Wooden Middle School, $1,015 is recommended of Education Foundation funds to go to John R. Wooden Middle School. Our home team, Promote Our District, $2,000 going to the MSD of Martinsville is recommended of Education Foundation funds. Academic entry fees for academic competitions for schools, all of the elementary and Bell Intermediate Academy, $1,920 is recommended. Looming to Serve, hands-on project to relieve anxiety, $308.05. John R. Wooden Middle School Alternative School, those funds are recommended from Education Foundation Committee. And Discover the Symphony, fourth graders traveling to the Indianapolis Symphony. That one is being funded by another foundation, and so it was waived. So the grand total of grant funding from the Education Foundation funds is $10,073.40. The Education Foundation is requesting that the board approve that these funds from Education Foundation be used for these school projects. The district recommends this proposal.
I'd like to ask for a motion.
I move to approve the Education Foundation grants.
And do I have a second?
No, second it.
All right, thank you. Motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the Education Foundation grants signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Next is Resolution 458-2023, resolution authorization of the investment of public funds pursuant to Indiana Code 5-13-9-5.7. The district at this time recommends this approval.
All right, I'd like to have a motion for Resolution 458.
I make a motion, we approve Resolution 458.
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Next item, permission to accept bid for the surplus auction, Phil Deckard and Associates. The district recommends approval.
I will be abstaining from this vote, but I will ask for a motion from the board.
I'll make a motion, we approve the permission to accept the bid for a surplus auction.
And do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All those in favor of accepting the bid for auctions Phil Deckard and Associates signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
The next 6 items, President Deckard, are donations, and all of those donations, if you approve, we'd like to have voted on at once, but we'd like to read the specific donations so that the community can see those very gracious and generous sponsors that we have in our community. Donation from Kiwanis Club of Martinsville to John R. Wooden Middle School for $300. Donation from Delta Theta Tau to Hammond's Alternative School for $500. Donation from First Insurance Group to Martinsville High School staff for $500. Donation from JR's Tree Service to Poston Road Robotics Club team for $600. Donation from Wallace Construction to Food Service for $325. Donation from Lunch Angels to Food Service, $893. We recommend approval of all these very generous donations.
I'd like to have a motion to approve the donations that have been presented before us.
I'll make a motion to accept all the donations that were presented before us. And again, I'd like to thank all the generous people in this Martinsville community.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of accepting the donations signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Mrs. Slips. We have reached the portion of our agenda for public speaking. Courtney, do we have anyone that signed up? I will also just add that you will have a 2-minute limit, and you will need to state your name before speaking. And the board members will listen, but we will not engage in back and forth conversation. It will also not be allowed for any boisterous conduct or names, or if you have complaints about individuals, you need to present that in writing to the board. We will not accept that here at this meeting. So who do we have? Stan?
My name is Tim Jeter. I'm back. So my comment primarily has to do with iLearn testing results that came out for the previous year, and will undoubtedly be coming out soon for this coming to pass year. In 2022, 25.1% of the Martinsville School District was found competent in both science, math, and reading. Or excuse me, that was 3 things, but I mean both science, math, and reading is the individual grading scoring cohorts. So that is something I'm curious about what the plans for the district are, just from the standpoint of recruitment of teachers, and how you can get the best quality candidates if you're in our district, and how we're pursuing that, just from a monetary and a incentives standpoint. Additionally, I'm curious what our goals for addressing other challenges, like the recent events have shown that politicalization of our educational system is very endemic to our community, and there's problems with that. Whatever political party you support, and whatever stuff gets put forward, just the chaos that presents, seems like you all have better things to do than worry about that. And then I'd say finally ask what the plan for just solidifying the educational mission in terms of the district and producing well-educated individuals rather than political ideologues or moral crusaders, things like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else? Shannon Adams?
Hello, my name is Shannon Adams. This is mostly just a thank you. I served on the post-prom committee again this year, and it's an absolutely massive lift. And it made me think about how fortunate we are to have parents in all of our schools volunteering, and then community support for those initiatives that parents take charge of. So a PTO, I never was on a PTO, but I can imagine how hard they work. So I just want to give you an idea. We either raised, were given, or received gifts in kind worth over $16,000 for post-prom this year from our community members. And I just would like to mention these people: MCD Machine, Lauren Oliver and Coffee, Subway Martinsville, Chick-fil-A Plainfield, McDonald's Martinsville, Martinsville Vision Clinic, Starbucks Martinsville, MHS Athletics Department, Brickhouse Loft, Sam's Club Bloomington, Delta Theta Tau, Foley Peden and Wisco, MHS Student Council, Key Bank, LexisNexis Risk Solution, Need the Dough, Krypton Comics, SIFT, I'm only halfway done, MCTA, Wells, Marvel and Hall, Neal and Summers. I'm going to save the next one for last because it's a heart tugger. Home Bank, Costin Funeral, the Funeral Home Chapel, Brick House on Main, MSD of Martinsville Schools, Wings, etc., the Martinsville Community, Utters, Martinsville Walmart, Brain Chills, Papa John's, Bouncers R Us, and Greeks. The last one was we received the final dollars from the Central Elementary School PTO. It was the remaining funds in their account, and they gave it to the post-prom committee. And it was absolutely amazing. The kids had a great time. We had over 50 volunteers the night of. Our committee was 20 plus strong. It was, again, another amazing night. And thank you to everyone who helped us out.
Thank you.
Okay, Bill Mitchell. On you guys is 2-hour delay. You guys have a good idea about having a 2-hour delay, but it needs to be in the evening because of a morning you're putting hardship on the elementary kids because it's terrible to have to go through the stuff they have to go through because they get to school at 10:30, they eat dinner at 10:45. So you guys are really cramping the grade schools down. It's harder on the janitors. It's harder on the teachers to get the kids under control. I've done a lot of talking to a lot of elementary teachers in schools around here, Green Township, everybody else, Brooklyn. And they've all told me the same thing. Wednesdays is a bad day to have it of a morning. If you move it to the afternoon, now the teachers probably don't like that, but the teachers, it does not interrupt their daily schedule. But everybody else in the junior or grade schools, it tears them apart because they don't have, mom and dad with young families don't have babysitters. They got to get early morning, find a babysitter to put the kids to, and the kids are all wound up. And even us bus drivers, we get wound up. Sometimes we get up at 5:30 to go on a regular day. We can't roll till 8:30 or till 8 o'clock, 8:30. And then we get out on public safety. I have an observatory in Goat Hollow Roads. I've been put in the ditch more this year, 35 years, than I have this year because people do not expect a bus on a school road at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I've been put in the ditch many a time, and that's very much public safety. A lot of bus drivers are having the same complaints. Bill tells me that I have more write-ups on Wednesday for Thursday than anybody, a lot of people, bus drivers do because the kids are wound up, they're slow for the day, they're out of their ordinary realm. And then the special students, they come in their school, they're out of their element for the day. They're out of their schedule. You know, everybody has to, special students have to be on a regimen. And when 2-hour delay on Wednesdays, it takes them out of it. And so the teachers can't really get these kids in the grade schools under control till 12 o'clock or later because they got to go through the food and everything else. So I would ask you guys to consider an evening for this meeting and help the grade schools out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Michelle Ball, and I'm here to address the class of 2023. For 8 years, I was honored to be your school board representative, and for 10 years, my son was your classmate. Many parents of this class have become dear friends of mine. The class of 2023 was the last 5th grade to be in an elementary school. They were, in my opinion, the participants of the best Little Artie's 5th grade boys basketball championship with a triple overtime victory for Centerton over Perrigan. They were the first class to go to Bell Intermediate School, and they were the only class to just have a 6th grade at Bell. They had their first year of high school cut short by COVID. They've had Mr. Boland as a middle school principal, high school principal, and superintendent. They know what it is like to lose a classmate, a teammate, and friend. They have endured countless changes, good and bad, over their time at the MSD of Martinsville. And through all these changes, they have come out better to handle the challenges the world will throw at them. I want to congratulate Molly Urban on being valedictorian and Ryan Pilot salutatorian, both great representations of this class. I want to wish the class of 2023 the best in their next great adventure, whether that be attending college or starting a career. And to those who are about to enlist in the military and will be protecting our freedoms, thank you. In closing, I wanted to challenge the class of 2023 to go out there and make this world a better place. But then I realized, with each of you in it, it already is. Thank you.
Thank you.
Carl Wagner, educator at Martinsville High School for 36 years. At least 30 of those as a cross-country and track coach. So when I left my house, I was within hailing distance. I could hear from the Bloomington North sectional site the intercom, And I'm like, what am I doing? Martin Barco and all these great guys. Just saw that Martin won the 16 and the 800, the 16 in a record time. And I thought, why am I not there? And I thought, okay, I'm making a sacrifice. But we all make them as parents, as coaches, as teachers, in all of our jobs. Life is about sacrifice. And so that kind of gave a theme to me because I'm an English teacher by trade, and I think of themes of sacrifice, and I think about how oftentimes lately teachers have become the, metaphorical sacrificial lamb for these outside forces that are coming in and making us out to be so evil. And so at the last meeting, I'd like to talk about labels and just point out, I don't see us in that. And then tonight with the nominations, I looked at my own nominations that I wrote up. None of them were winners. I'm the kiss of death. But a support staff person, I said, always finding a way to get done what needs to be done and finding a way to help others so that they can do what they need to do. For our social worker of the year, I'm not sure when she sleeps because she answers pretty much every email instantly, regardless of when it's sent. She's the perfect example of consummate professionalism and personal attention. And then for our teacher of the year, I said he gives them a place to get better. And because he expects them to get better, they are better. I overheard a few seniors talking one day at lunch in SSC. We don't want to let him down. That says all that we need to know about the atmosphere he creates. And then about an administrator, I just said something. Suffice it to say how he'd run through a wall for the man. He may be old school in some ways, which I like, but he understands and appreciates new school challenges and demands. So I would just say, as Tim had pointed out, as all this stuff is going on around us, can we just focus on community, on who we are as people, and get away from the labels and see past them and think about what it is we want? Thank you.
That's it. Well, thank you to everyone who spoke. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Ann Smith, and I'm a retired English teacher from West and Wooden Middle School. And I just wanted to further the tribute to the academic Super Bowl team, the medal winners, because I remember them very well when they were in 8th grade. And our final assignment at the end of the year was to write an I am poem. And the format was there, and then they finished the lines. This is what Haley wrote in 8th grade. I am by Haley Hooser. I am always learning. I wonder what comes next. I hear the future calling. I see it shining bright. I want to read every book and learn every fact. I am always learning. I pretend to go where stories take me. I feel excited to see where they go. I touch the stars. I worry I will fall, but I will soar one page at a time. I am always learning. I understand that life has challenges. I say, bring it on. I dream I will succeed. I try to do my best. I hope it is enough. I am always learning. And then Kevin Wong wrote, I am a cloud above the skies. I wonder if I can travel the world. I hear the wind howling beside me. I see the world in front of me. I want to know my destiny. I am a cloud above the skies. I pretend to be someone I am not. I feel the sound from far away. I touch the winds that fly me away. I worry about my endless opportunities. I will be successful and walk across the world. I am a cloud above the skies. I understand not everyone is kind. I say I will be the one. I dream when a new me appears. I try to bring change for the better. I hope I will never be forgotten. Through their memories, I am a cloud above the skies. And we won't forget them, will we, this class? Oh, wonderful.
Thank you very much. Anyone else wishes to speak before we move on? All right, Mrs. Lips?
Comments this.
Yes. Oh, probably that you were just here, Lana, but that's fine. You can come on up. Was it a paycheck, Darby? Was it a check or something? Make sure. Yeah, come on up, Lana.
Good evening, guys. I'm Lana Farron. Okay, my 2 minutes, I want to voice my concerns for an ongoing problem of bullying. The ones that I've discussed and talked to with about the problem, they said they were helped. They, people, whoever they reached out to had concerns and all that, but the bullying continued. I don't know the policy in the book for repercussions for the bully, and I say that word lightly because they are kids. They come from, probably a lot of them from broken homes, and different things. So that may be behind their bullying, So I use that word lightly. But the ones that are bullied, what is their, they're not wanting to come to school, they're flunking out and stuff. There is bullying in our schools, but maybe we can revisit the policy, revise it, take another look at it. What is the repercussions for a bully? Is it enough? Is it too much? You know what I mean? I don't know the policy. I haven't read it, but I'm saying that maybe it's not working because the problem is still there. And the people that I've talked to, like I said, they did say and I said, have you contacted Susie? There's another person. Go over someone's head if you don't think that you're getting the problem taken care of. Go over somebody's head. There's always somebody else. It's your child. You're the one that should, get this resolved. But maybe we can revisit that policy in the handbook. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Did we miss anyone else? All right. Thank you to everyone who spoke. Mrs. Lips, I'll turn it over to you.
Some final upcoming dates that we want to have everyone mark their calendars. Senior awards, May 21st. Graduation, again, is May 26th. And probably the one that students are waiting for is the last student day, which is also May 25th. So we want to congratulate the class of 2023, and we want to recognize all of the outstanding people that were here this evening, and also thank you all for sharing your time and being with us.
Thank you. Any board comments this evening?
Go ahead.
I just have a quick thing on when we're talking about, pulling the handbook on the substitute teacher. One of my biggest focus is having good policies and good governance of those policies. So when I looked at the first policies that we had, I think that was the biggest concern that I had when we were trying to come up with a better plan with Neola, trying to give the teachers and the administration a good playbook for each one of the divisions of the school. Just like any other business that you run, if you have 200 sites, it's a very similar program. And when I looked at some of the information that we have, it would be very hard to manage and work through some of the schools as teachers, as at any level in this organization. And that's what I would like to see us continue to focus on, transparency as much as possible, giving everyone a good policy and how we govern that moving forward very consistently at each one of the schools. You'll see different things. This school's got this in place. There's different pages for, some schools don't even have different parts of that policy in there. So that's where hopefully Neola can help unite some of this. And I'm not blaming anybody how we got here on some of these things. It's how we get to a better spot. We've had different superintendents for multiple years, different principals. I'm sure it's been a challenge. It's like herding cats, probably, trying to get things done. So as we try to get some of this stuff united, is just to give everyone the best tools. And as a parent, to know what's expected, I think, is a big part of this too. So I know we can do better on some of this stuff, and I'm glad to see us table some of this as we move forward. Even if it takes a little bit longer, try to do it as right as we can and give at least the backbone to every one of these schools that's something similar, and maybe some spin-offs for a need for a high school is going to be a little bit different than elementary school. Looking at Well Wednesday and all that type of stuff, looking at bullying, I think all of that stuff, try to put our best foot forward and see what we can do to make it better as we go forward. So wherever we're at today, we can make it better if we work together. So I'm not against trying to get to a better spot. I think we need to do that. I think that's absolutely essential to help as we move forward. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. Anyone else? Luke, did you have something? Go ahead.
A couple things. Today, I was able to attend the Appeals on Wheels at the high school. So really a special thanks to Judge Foley, who brought his appellate group there, and also Mr. Marion, who organized it. Anytime you have a situation like that where the kids can have really true on hands-on learning experience, that you definitely want to take that advantage of it anytime it comes. Which another point, my son was able to go with his fourth grade class to Spring Mill this last week, which we know, fourth grade has an Indiana history component with that. And I know all the different schools, they really do that as kind of, anything they can do, whether it's the Indiana History Museum, Conner Prairie, Spring Mill, Ben Harrison. If it were possible, and not that I'm just going to jump out and say, hey, let's spend money, but, if it were possible, it may be beneficial for us to look down the road in the next few years, if we were able to, as a district, organize something where we guaranteed all the fourth graders a hands-on experience like that. So if we wanted to look at the possibility of, hey, we're going to send all of our fourth graders to either Conner Prairie, Indiana History Museum, or Spring Mill, something to give them, something across the board where they're all kind of experiencing the same thing with that Indiana history component. So, but I appreciate, all the principals and fourth grade teachers, taking advantage of that, and have been, because I think to my knowledge, all of them have been able to experience it, on some level. So that was my 2 points. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Anyone else?
Yeah, I am. During our consent agenda, I want to point out there were 2 hires that were kind of special to me. One was Sierra Bauman. She is a Martinsville High School graduate, and she is going to be an elementary school teacher at Brooklyn. And I'm so proud of her, and I've had the privilege of watching her grow up, and she's friends with my children, and I'm very excited for her and her students in Brooklyn. You guys are lucky. She's awesome. And next to Coach Dave Knuckles. He was just named our girls basketball coach, so congratulations. I can't think of a better role model for our young women, and look forward to seeing them grow under your guidance and leadership. Yes. And then congratulations to all the 2023 graduates. And they're kind of special to me because my youngest is graduating, so this is our 4th. He's graduating next week. I'm going off to IU in the fall. I'm following his brother and sister's footsteps. So thank you to all of the staff that has made sacrifices and contributed to my children and their futures. So I appreciate all that and look forward to seeing all of our graduates next Friday.
Yeah, I have some things to say. I want to, first of all, I was very impressed. Been to the Kuntz relays. It was great to see us honor John Kuntz, rename the track in his honor. Then Luke and I saw Luke there too. We had the pleasure of attending the musical, The Lion King, at Smith Elementary. I don't know how, I teach high school, how Kari Palma and Linza keep those kids. I mean, it was amazing to watch those kids stand up there, sing, act, and they didn't miss a beat. A great job by those kids. The high school provided sound because they weren't equipped for the sound. It was just amazing. And I think about, Heather brought up the MHS alumni. It's so great to see those given back to the community. I unfortunately had to attend Gail Wayman's funeral this past week, and Scott Wayman was the voice of WCBK for years. He was an alumni, and I'd like to see us bring back some of the alumni awards of all these contributions made by the high school graduates. Michelle brought a good point up about the class of 2023, and we've seen kids now. I know there's kids now entering dental school, and because they're a Martinsville High School graduate. I've been on the board now for 2.5 years, and I think I've seen an increase, and we see improvement yes, we can get better, but we've seen some great improvements in our schools, and I think it will continue. So I want to reiterate that. I want to thank you all for being here and for the contributions that our community makes to make this school and this community. A lot of people have moved into this community. My father was from Bloomington. He moved here. I graduated from Martinsville High School. A lot of people in the community weren't here to begin with, but they stayed here. That's why this community, this school district was one of the best in the state, and we hear it all the way. We've got outstanding coaches, outstanding teachers, and we're going to continue to work on making it the best that it possibly can be. Thank you.
Thank you, board members. They've pretty much stolen everything that I was going to say, but it's okay. It needed to be said, and I am glad. But I am proud of the class of 2023. I never have a doubt that anyone who graduates from Martinsville High School is prepared for the future. That has never been a doubt in my mind, not for my children and not for any of yours or anyone listening. I know what job that our teachers do, and I'm proud of them each and every day. So thank you, everyone. As Susie said, it takes all staff members for a school year, for a school day to run. So we thank each and every one for that. And as we come, I mean, it seems like it's come really fast, to the end of the school year, but it's here, and we're just going to have to prepare for it, right? So, but we want to thank each and every one of you for coming this evening, whether you were here or joined virtually. I mean, unless anyone has anything else, I will ask for a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.